So the question, Roth IRA to convert or not to convert? Get this question a lot. Long term, there's a lot of benefits of doing that because your money can compound. Short term, you got to write a check, right? Because if you convert your Roth IRA, you got to write a check today. I actually did a small Roth conversion for myself last year. It was, and I had to pay taxes on it. And so that's never very pleasant, but then you look at it and say, okay, if I pay tax today and I make good investments, then the money that I convert will grow over time, and now that'll be tax-free when I need it in retirement. So just some things to consider. So, the leave in the traditional IRA or the convert the Roth IRA. If you leave it in the traditional IRA, you maintain tax deferrals as long as possible in exchange for taxable income in retirement. That's, you're signing up for that, right? When the money comes out in retirement, it's going to be taxable. Convert to the Roth, you accelerate your tax liability today in exchange for tax-free income. And one of the cool things as well is about the Roth is there's no required minimum distributions. So it allows you to be more tax efficient in retirement. And I like to utilize this illustration here because a lot of times I'll hear people who've been good savers over time, who have built up a healthy amount of money in their IRA, and also investments like real estate and other types of brokerage accounts, where they'll say, oh, in retirement, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket. And, we start looking at their planning and their investing. And so I just want to walk through an example here. This is totally hypothetical, and it is using compounded growth rates, but this is a hypothetical example. But if at age 55, your IRA balance has $2 million, and you get an 8% growth rate between now and 75, which presumably somebody today at 55, your RMD age would be 75. Your IRA at that time would be worth approximately $9.3 million. That's without adding more money. That's just the compound effect of 20 more years of growth. And if you're having to take out 4% required minimum distribution, that's $372,000 of annual distributions. So that's going to be money you have to take out and pay tax on. So the reality is sometimes delaying and letting this compound in an IRA is not the best strategy. Additionally, there can be, this has tax ramifications from an estate planning perspective, because if you leave this to your children, they have some tax challenges of their own because they're forced to take out at a much faster clip. So just be thoughtful about this. So there's no perfect answer. It's not one's better than the other. It's just how your financial plan works. But when you look at some of these numbers, especially if you've been a good saver in your 401k and IRA, this is definitely something to look at now, because as you get closer to that age 75, you start running out of planning opportunities. Okay, so we're going to jump into some estate planning updates. This gets a little complicated, and it's a bit of an unknown because we don't have clarity because of where the tax structure, the tax code is today. So a couple things I just want to update you on. So annual gift exclusion. This is the ability to give to anybody on the planet, basically $18,000 each. So if you're a married couple, you can give up to $36,000 to each child, grandchild, or whomever you want to give to. Again, when you make these gifts, you do not get a tax deduction. But the person who receives the gifts, the person who receives the gift does not have to pay income tax on this or any sort of gift tax. This is really impactful when you have larger estates where people are trying to basically gift to their children and grandchildren. But it's just also a really helpful tool if you're trying to help a child with buying their first home or some different obligations. But this number, it goes up every year. It went from 17,000 to 18,000.